And without further ado, it's time to begin with Dynamite Headdy. And ladies and gentlemen, please give a big, warm, fastest first welcome to the one, the only AlexFlyUK.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. All right, I'll give you a countdown when the timer starts. I can let the cutscene play out, but yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm AlexFlyUK. Originally, I was going to do this slightly later, but we just brought this forward, so hopefully you'll enjoy this run. It's probably going to be about like an hour or so. Hoping to beat my previous record. That would be pretty cool. I've been trying to practice to do quite a lot better against the bosses and stuff like that, so it should be quite cool. And also got a list of all the character names as well, because I'll try and explain who everyone is. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. This is it's effectively like an action puzzle platformer game from the 90s. Yeah, on the Sega Genesis and Sega Mega Drive. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy this game. And Andy, I'll try and give you a shout out in terms of the best time to read donations. Normally it's going to be after I beat bosses, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll try and keep you posted.
Absolutely, no worries.
So yeah, this is the opening cutscene. So basically, the bad guy called Trouble Brewing is like capturing all these characters and turning them into these like toys or slaves. And the character you play as Dynamite Headdy has the ability to throw his head around, which is pretty cool. And I'll give you a countdown when you can start the timer, and I'll start mine off as well. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Go Team Fastest first. So here I've got to avoid these. Well, they're only kind of background objects: the Spike, Wee Spike, and Big Spike. And also there's some townspeople that are running with me as well. And then into the scene we have the Robo Collector, which we have to beat and defeat. So I'm just going to press the B button to throw my head at the enemy to do some damage. Depending on what head you've got, depends on how much damage you'll deal. Also got the yellow Baron that's flying in the sky, who's going to be shooting us very soon. So I'm just going to finish off this guy first. So as the announcer says, depending on what you do, sometimes you earn these secret bonus points. That's for a special secret ending, but that is out of the scope of this run. So I'm just going to do any percent. So this will be a nice quick run. And the player's health bar is on the top left of the screen, which is that stage light. That'll change depending on how many hits you take. You've usually got about like 15 or so hits, so it's kind of generous, but some enemies deal more damage than others. And this is a bit of a twist. So everything is actually a big stage. So that's kind of the interesting part of this game. It explains why everything is so interesting in terms of all the enemy design and everything, which is pretty cool. And here's the main villain of the story, or at least one of the ones you see most of the time. Just got to avoid him when he's doing his special charge attack. Wait for these energy balls to start disappearing, and then hit him once. And he's going to do that attack again, so I just have to hide over here and then crouch. Yeah, you can press down to crouch, and you can do down and jump if you want to fall through platforms as well. Just going to dash through and do some attacks. Just got to wait for the energy balls to dissipate and then hit him again. And that's the end of stage 1. That is pretty good. How are you doing, Andy? You okay?
I'm doing all fine. Good job on beating stage 1. How are you doing, Alex? How are you? You keeping all well?
Doing pretty good, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All right, on to stage 2. So normally, if you're a new player, you could do the tutorial level. So it shows you about the head case, where you get the different heads, hangman, which is where you can grab stuff, and the target guy who teaches you where to hit enemies from. But I can skip all that, so that's fine. And you might notice all the stage names are based on like bits of pop culture. So depending on what the stage name is, depends on what it is. And I think they've got completely different names in Japanese as compared to English, because the Japanese game does do things slightly differently. The main villain looks a bit nicer in the Japanese version, and also I believe the Japanese version is slightly easier as well. So I'm just going to go up here, pull that down. Watch out for this giant baby bell. That's going to hit these soldiers. And then I'm going to try and get the hammerhead, which will do quite a bit of damage. It usually does 2 more points of damage than the normal head. So I can blast these out of the way and get some points. And hopefully beat this robot before he uses his energy attack. Funnily fact, the robot is called Catherine Dugget, and this is Old Miggy and this cowboy dude. I'm going to go with the small head so I can go through these little spaces. Interestingly, the small head is one of the only ones that you can't actually get rid of, so you have to change to a different head if you want to get rid of that. Just going to wait for the soldier to move, then I can attack him here. And go this way as well. Get some more points. Fall through this bit. And then moving on to the boss of this stage, who is called Mad Dog.
What a name.
Yes. There's trouble brewing on the floating platform, which you don't see for very long. And you get some music here, which is quite nice as well. The Nutcracker song. So this head's quite useful because it gives you quite a long range. And it also makes you move quite fast as well, which is pretty cool. Oops, just gotta hit this thing a few more times. There we go. Now, ideally, I need to collect as many of these T-pieces as I can to get some continues, so I just need to try and get as many of these as I can. Missed out on a few, but it's fine.
So just to let everyone know that last night we did receive a donation. Just to let everyone know, it was from Omni Technomancer, who says Bongo Cam for $20, which means that, just to let you all know, that the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat controller Bongo Cam goal has officially been met. So,
yes.
Well done, everyone, for reaching that goal.
So that's World 2 done. Now on to Level 3, starting with Down Under. So with this bit I can take some risks because there's quite a lot of health power-ups, so I can just basically run as fast as I can through this bit. There's one of them if I need that, which I can grab if I want to. I'll obviously try and do this as quickly as possible. Now I'm going to face these triplets, so they're going to drop these bowling balls. So I just got to kind of like angle my head upwards. You can shoot in 8 of the cardinal directions, so I've got like the diagonals to work with as well, which is pretty cool. And if you're in the air as well, you can hit downwards as well, which is quite useful if you've got enemies under you. Get rid of this guy. Nice. So I can get that extra life and the health here as well. Go this way. A little cutscene plays out here as well. And I'm going to be grabbed by the rocket grappler. So the enemy is going to stay on the right side of the screen, so I've got to somehow try and hit him from this side. He's going to send out his little minions at me as well. And I've got a few different heads I can use as well to try and do some damage. It usually takes about 8 or so hits to get him. Maybe a few more actually. And then I've got to follow the arrows to make sure I don't hit anything on the stage. Try and get this again. Got a bonus point as well. It's mainly awkward trying to get the angle right because he keeps moving you around all the time. And some of those heads are more useful than others. Some of them are a bit rare as well, so you can't always find them everywhere. Yeah, this game does quite some cool things in terms of graphics and in terms of what's going on, which is pretty cool.
I have a question for you, Alex.
Yep, go ahead.
When was the first time you played Dynamite Headdy, and what is your favorite level in the game?
First time, definitely when I was a kid, when I had my Sega Mega Drive for the first time, because besides playing Sonic a lot, I used to play quite a few different games, and this was probably one of the ones I went back to quite a few times. Probably did more like the early levels as opposed to like some of the later ones. But yeah, it's something I've come back to quite a few times, and especially with emulators, it's always something I've kind of always wanted to kind of revisit, and I think speedrunning is quite a good reason to do that. So I thought I'd give it a go. But it's quite good for speedrunning as well, because it's not too long. You can probably do it within like a few hours, so it's quite good to kind of like do like runs whenever you've got time for it, really. But yeah, really enjoy the game. It's really cool, and it's quite surprised it's never been re-released or anything like that, considering their quality.
We should start a petition to get the game re-released because of how great it was back in the day.
Yeah, we can do that on Kickstarter. I think there'd be quite a few people would be happy with that.
Let's get it done.
But yeah, this kind of follows along the same kind of veins as games like Rice Star and Rayman, but that kind of like a protagonist like throwing appendages at enemies. So that guy is defeated. Heading on to the green room now. I'm going to pick up the Sleepyhead so I can get some health back. The only thing is it does leave you vulnerable if there are enemies nearby, but that is pretty good. And here we get to see the puppet show. Dramatic music. So that is the puppeteer. And he actually separates into two beings, so you've also got Gentleman Jim under him as well. And ideally you want to get rid of the puppeteer first, but you can get rid of either of them in either order. Just makes it slightly easier if you get rid of the puppeteer first. So that puppeteer guy throws his stick. Now we've got to get rid of this guy. Nice, that's pretty good. On to the final boss of this stage, who's called the Wooden Dresser. Nice little, I think there's like star signs in the background, which is pretty cool. So this is effectively like a dressmaker's dummy, and it changes outfits depending on what's going on. And you have to target the body parts in certain orders. And then you can attack the main body of the character, do some damage, and ideally get him so that you can defeat him on the second form. Although the boss actually has 4 forms if you let him get all the way there. I'm going to use that head so I can attack from a distance. Get rid of his body parts, then attack the body again. Nice, that's going to save me a lot of time. I'm going to get as many of these as I can. Got it. And then do feel free to read any donations or anything like that in the meantime.
We don't have any donations up at the moment, but just to let everyone know, just to welcome you all to Fastest First Fall Festival, where we're raising money for Trans Lifeline. Since 2014, Trans Lifeline's hotline has evolved from an entirely volunteer-run operation into a comprehensive resource that employs trans people working in a variety of roles. Hotline operators have logged thousands of hours assisting the trans community and are committed to being a reliable resource for years to come with your support. For more information, please do visit www.translifeline.org. And just to let you know, when making a donation, be sure to check out our incentives at Bid Wars. Help unlock bonus games and cool runner showcases, or put your own personal stamp on the run. You can see all of our active incentives and their progress on the donation page under the Put This Towards dropdown.
Nicely done. So these are the tumble sets. So basically we got to hit these effectively like punching bags, which actually change the stage. Then I go up here as well. So this is very much the backstage area. Go over here and get the hammerhead to do some more damage. And here we have a giant robot that's going to appear. That I believe is called Mons Meg. Yeah, Mons Meg. I'm going to do that, attack that for some damage. Watch out for like a little laser beam that appears. And just keep hitting it. There we go. And I'm going to carry on this way. Grab that, jump up here, and grab this. And then knock these out so I can stand on them. And then knock that out. Go this way. So the main thing in terms of maneuvering around this game is when you grab objects and then you can like almost like hoist yourself up, which is quite useful. And for example, lets you pull things like this, which change the stage. And then these are the happy campers, so you've basically got to shoot them in there to make a platform. And then I'm going to go to the other side on here as well, because there's an extra life that I will probably need. Oops. I can skip it. No, I'll probably need it actually, just in case. Don't want to say that and then suddenly run out of lives at the end. That would be embarrassing. Right, I'm going to defeat this super tank machine, which means I've got to throw that, bounce that up there, let that hit him, and then go past. And then knock this guy out of the way. Jump here, and pull this down. So, Andy, what kind of Mega Drive games are you most familiar with?
Oh, blimey, for me, like, first ever Mega Drive / Genesis game I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yes.
It was like, I remember it very, very well, like it was yesterday, even though I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6. But yeah, I remember I was at a friend's place for his birthday, and we were playing the 2-player mode, and then he had to go and take a phone call from his grandmother. So, me being the smart kid, I played the 2-player mode with both controllers.
Of course, yeah. I've done that a few times as well.
And then trying to play it like the single player, like that was a really, really great game. And then I just remember playing like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, all of those classics. All those classics.
Yeah, it was good times.
What was the first Mega Drive Genesis game that you played? You said that you played like Sonic and Dynamite Headdy.
I'm trying to remember because I did get it as like a... I can't remember if it's some kind of package, but I remember I did get Sonic 2. I never had Sonic 1 for quite a long time. Yeah, definitely Sonic 2. What else would I have had? Can't remember that much besides that, but I know I did have the 32X as well. And then I did end up playing Doom on that, and Knuckles Chaotix as well.
You had a 32X. Oh, I'm so jelly of you.
Yeah, I remember it was when they were trying to flog them off as well, so they gave like loads of like vouchers away and stuff as well.
Oh
so
wow!
We're desperate to move stock. Go this way. Yeah,
funny.
Good memories of Sega consoles in general.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like Sega back in the day with the consoles, like the Mega Drive, Saturn, Dreamcast, like they were just so good during the time. It's funny as well when you say, like, you know, they were desperately wanting to get rid of the stock of the 32Xs. You look now, and it's like they're so hard to get, which is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's no boss in this level actually, which is quite funny. Moving on to World 5 now. And also, there is a version of this on the Sega Game Gear, and it actually looks kind of a bit different to this as well. So I might give that a go at some point as well. That does look like it's got its own kind of things going on. So next, I'm going to go up this strange-looking tower. So the way these levels work is effectively you are in the middle of the screen and you rotate the tower as you go up. So it's quite a nice little graphical effect. It's going to be a little mini boss battle here against Trouble Brewer. This time he is in a flying scythe. So he's going to use this machine to knock out parts of the tower. So I just need to keep avoiding that, and then he's going to close his eyes and move forwards, which is when I can try and attack him, because you can't reach him from the other side of the screen. And then depending on how fast he moves, like how many times he moves to the inside portion of the screen, depends how long this fight is. So it could potentially take a while depending on how fast he moves, but it looks like he's trying to let me hit him a few times, so that's not too bad. So I'm just going to keep jumping. If you fall off the bottom of the stage, you do take damage and then you'll be brought back up top, but ideally you just want to do this without taking any damage. Just going to jump up here, just going to sweep in. So it normally takes about 8 hits to get rid of this form of the enemy. Look, I'm here. So, Andy, what's your thoughts on the modern Sonic games?
Me personally, modern Sonic, there's some modern Sonic games that I really do enjoy. Like, I know back in the day, I loved Sonic Adventure 2. Like, be able to play those like on the original Dreamcast, like they're just amazing. You got like Generations, Unleashed.
That's a really good game.
Generations is just it's a fantastic game. Like being able to go back, especially like go back to like say like the old retro levels and just see them done in like a 3D environment is just phenomenal. And then also like for a more latest one, I've got to say Sonic Forces. I know that's a bit of a mixed reaction for some people, but
I've not tried that yet, but I will give it a go at some point. Just trying to download it on my PS4.
Yeah, just having the option to be able to create your own character as a hero. It's like it's a new unique way for the game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll give that a go. And then I thought Shadow the Hedgehog was quite fun as well, actually. Even though it's kind of like a bit different from the standard formula, but it's still pretty fun.
Very, very different. But like the whole aspect of it of choose your own like path and choose your own ending, like. And here I was when I first played it back in the day, thinking like, oh, there's only like 6 endings you need to get, and then you get the final one, and it's good. And then you've completed the game, and then I realized like, no, there's like 200 plus like paths you have to take in order to fully complete the game. It's like, oh my goodness gracious,
bonkers, yeah,
absolutely.
But really cool as well, actually, the way they've done it.
Definitely.
Now I'm battling against the Armadillo, who is a little bit of a pesky opponent, but otherwise isn't too bad. I've just got to wait for the right time. So this is one of the times when you can use this head mode, which is it's like a time stop. So you can use this, hit the enemy, and then move on. So I just need to wait for the timing to be right again, hit this guy, and then we'll move on to the final boss of this stage. Nice.
Just to let you know that we do have a donation that just came in from Moonblaze Wolf, who donates $5 and says, "Cheers to a new speedrunner doing a great job. Good luck the rest of the way, Alex. You're doing a fantastic job, Alex. Keep up the great work."
Thanks, Blaze. That's awesome. This is Spinderella. So I've got to avoid these giant arms, and I've got to head over to the back of the enemy where I can hit this guy on the head. So I've got to watch out for these spikes. And the pattern is dodge right, then left, then right, then left, then right. And then as soon as he grabs, then you can go around this side and hit the enemy. Got to avoid this other character as well. So again, really cool graphics for these stages. And then another funny gimmick on this stage is he's going to rotate the stage. And now you are in the background. So things change a little bit around here as well. Just got to dodge, which is a little bit harder when you can't quite see yourself, but otherwise it's not too bad. Try and hit the enemy around here as well. again, a little bit harder to see where the enemy's head is based on where you are. Jump here, there, back there, and then back around. And then hopefully I can do this quickly enough. Just didn't quite see where it was, but... Oh, there we go, I did it. Nice. Do that. Not bad. That's the end of World 5.
Nice job, nice job.
Thanks. Oh yeah, so the female character in this cutscene is actually called Heather, and that's basically Dynamite Headdy's love interest, so she's always happy to accept these keys off him, and those keys will be important later on in the game. So she kind of like pops along, shows her support, and then she leaves.
She's just like, oh, thank you for the key, and like, he's like, oh, I'm so Star Trek, and they're like, wait, where'd you go with the key?
And then he just walks off. So this next series of levels in World 6 are quite interesting because these are all flying-based ones. And I believe, as far as I know, this is a trademark of the game company called Treasure that make these games. Quite infamous for like bullet hell kind of games. So probably that's one reason why they decided to do this kind of thing. So I'm currently using the biplane header, which is quite useful because you can shoot in two directions. There's also the bird head as well, which I can show you later on, which is a little bit different in terms of the way the attacks happen. It's more like a downwards, down to the right angle. But with this boss, I ideally would like to keep this head so I can hit him from both sides. This is the Sky Battleship, and I've got to do a few things. I've got to try and hit the crane to drop the enemy. I've also got to watch out for these turrets, and there's also a ghost character that keeps appearing as well. So there's quite a lot going on, so ideally I just need to like fly around and avoid any obstacles and do some damage. But yeah, there's quite a lot going on in this level. Ooh. That's weird. Oh. We got stuck there for some reason. That's the problem with emulators, I suppose. But never mind.
I gotta love them emulators.
Yep. Yeah. I know some people aren't massively keen on them, but I kind of like it for the convenience and the being able to play like wireless controllers and stuff. It's kind of nice.
Honestly, it does have its benefits when you're emulating games versus being able to play them like on original hardware.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to like hook everything up as well.
Yeah, and then trying to get specific converters in order to, if you want to stream them.
Okay, so now the boss is on this machine called the Wheeler Dealer. So the first part is trying to blow up these obstacles that he's throwing at you. And then also he's going to throw some fireballs as well, which is why I need that health pickup. So you can't actually destroy him at this point, so you basically, it's like an endurance kind of thing, so you just have to keep going. And ideally you want to shoot these little machines as well, otherwise they launch a laser beam, which is a bit tricky to dodge, so it's just easy just to get rid of them as quick as you can.
Are you okay with me mentioning a quick donation, Alex?
Yeah, go for it.
Because we just reached $2,500 to the cause. We're halfway there, and it is the first... We just started day 2, everyone. That's absolutely amazing. $25 from AKL Trifecta, who says, thank you for showing the love last night. A Yakuza fan always repays kindness with kindness, and I'm a lad of my word. AKL, thank you for your donation. Let's get some hypes and poggers in the chat. We just reached $2,500. Oh yeah.
Yep, all the poggers. That's brilliant, yeah. Good stuff. Health isn't looking too good, but if I survive, I should be okay. Oh dear. I'll start again. I won't lose too much time for this, so it's not too bad. It's mainly awkward because of all the objects that the enemy throws on you. Oh, laser head, okay. Means I can... I'll probably stick with the biplane head just because it's slightly easier. Try not to take too much damage if I can help it. So yeah, the fun thing about this is the enemy keeps appearing between the foreground and the background, and that's something that happens quite a lot in this game, especially with like certain stages. And then you've also got the whole parallax scrolling going on as well with the background, so it's kind of like moving at different speeds. So it's giving you a kind of impression of depth, which is pretty cool. Something that early video games used to do quite a lot before these 3D graphics started to take off. Yeah, some really nice sprite work in this game for sure. We also got little subtle animations as well, like when Dynamite Headdy gets hit, you can see him kind of like freak out due to taking the damage, which is quite cool. And he's got like nice little idle animations as well. I think you'll probably see some of those a little bit later on. So yeah, this is the other phase where he throws all these obstacles, and this main phase where he tries to shoot these fireballs. So just has to survive a few more times of this, and then hopefully it'll get away, give way to like the second end of this particular fight. And health-wise, I'm doing okay, which isn't too bad. But yeah, hopefully everyone is having an amazing day, and welcome to day 2 of the Fastest Furs Fall Festival. And yeah, hopefully we can raise a lot of money for some good causes.
Absolutely, and we're like, as I say, we are another $2,500 to go until we reach our main goal of $5,000. Can we do it before the end of the marathon? I think we can. I think we can be able to reach it.
Okay, so that's the boss part taken care of. So this is a side-scrolling stage. So I'm just going to go through this bit. Mainly the things to worry about is we've got these laser beams that do damage. We've got these turrets that will shoot at you as well. We've got these indestructible spider monsters as well. So there's quite a lot going on. Oops. Hopefully I won't take any more damage. Bit of a tight squeeze. Going down this way as well. Through the barrier. And hopefully I'll get to the section here where there's going to be some health. Yep, so I just got to avoid these guys. Probably no point trying to shoot them as well. I just have to go the right way, avoid the laser beams. Through here. And there. Get the health pickup. And then carry on. Now we're on to the final boss of this particular world. And I probably will stick with the biplane head, just because of how easy it is to hit the enemy with, so I'll probably do that. So this is the boss, and it's called Babyface. So this is the first phase where he throws fireballs, moving quite slowly. The fireballs move slowly as well, so it's not usually too bad. You just got to kind of watch out for the timings and try and find the gap to get past without taking too much damage. So the eyes of this doll kind of resemble those little like dress-up dolls that people got as kids. So that's probably what it reminds me of. First phase should be just about finished. Yep, first phase done. Now he's going to change forms. And now on to phase 2, which is boy face. So we've got to watch out for his hand, which is going to come up, and then that's going to shoot laser beams and lightning bolts. So I've got to avoid that and do some damage. And then that phase is going to repeat, so I've basically got to keep this pattern in mind. Just going to move forwards, got to avoid the lightning, and just keep hitting them from the other side. And then that little puff of smoke shows you where that hand's going to appear. You can use that to kind of guide as to like where you want to be. And then the second phase should be nearly done by now. I think that's why he stopped moving. Yeah, second phase done. Then one of the toughest phases of this boss, and that's called Man Face, and this is when he's going to get really nasty. So he's going to throw up one of his hands, which is going to be like a distraction, which is why he's pulling down this banner, and he's going to shoot me with laser beams while he's doing that as well. And obviously you want to watch out for the hand as well, because that's going to hit you too. So there's quite a lot of things going on. And yeah, this is very much like the bullet hell, as the name implies, based on what these games are like. So ideally I need to get rid of him quickly before those laser beams from his eyes get too numerous. Try and do as much damage as I can. And got him down. So phase 4 plays out differently depending on what you can do. You can either try and shoot him as many times as you can, or you can also let him grab you as well. Either one of those will end the boss fight. And that's it. So now I just need to grab these tokens. These are quite easy to pick up with the plane because you move so fast.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be like saying the same as what everyone else said in chat. That was very spooky. That was a spooky boss.
Yeah, that's a weird kind of boss, but it's one of the highlights of this game, pretty much. Anything else you'd like to read out?
We don't have any new donations at this time, but just to let everyone know that Fastest First Fall Festival is sponsored by Fuzzy Logic Escape Rooms. From Friday to Sunday, Fuzzy Logic will be donating 50% of revenues from all new reservations for their online escape room adventures directly to Trans Lifeline. Join friends from the comfort of your own home to play an hour-long escape room game through Zoom. Type !Fuzzy Logic, that's all one word, !Fuzzy Logic in chat, or visit FuzzyLogicEscapeRoom.com. Again, that's FuzzyLogicEscapeRoom.com to learn more and book your next online adventure.
That sounds really cool. So this is stage 7, and this is the only level in stage 7, and this is the gatekeeper. So ideally what I need to do is get him to face me so that he exposes his back, and then that means Heather will be able to throw those keyblades into the back, and that'll do some damage. So I just need to repeat that about 4 times. So she'll keep switching sides depending on which way she thinks the boss is going to go. So you have to just kind of be on your feet and careful. That's funny. She actually threw the keyblade, but she missed, which can happen if the timing is bad for her, which is just a funny little animation that happens. And then here we get like a little cutscene. And then everything goes wrong.
Of course it does. It just has to be.
And Heather gets kidnapped. I don't need the target guy, so I can get rid of him. And I just need to... So ideally, I want to do some damage without hurting Heather as well. Because if I hit Heather, then I take damage too. So I have to be careful of that. So he's got a few different phases that he's going to do. So I'll kind of call them out as I see them. One phase is throwing out his arms, and then I can hit him. Then he guards himself, and then what he does is he throws out his claw. So I just need to ideally make sure my head is as far away from his claw as possible. Then he's going to reach out and grab stuff. So in this case, he's grabbed a little bonus dude, so you can shoot him for some points. And then I've got to watch out for his claw when he does that jumping swing animation. And he's going to go and grab something, and ideally he's going to grab this, which is the box of heads. So I can pick this head, which effectively makes me invincible. So as long as I keep picking out this head from this box, ideally, I can get through this as quickly as possible. So I'll just have to keep repeating that. And ideally, I want to make sure that that head box doesn't leave the screen, otherwise I'll lose my chance at getting this. So I'll just try and keep him on the screen as much as possible. So he'll actually throw out a few different things depending on what's going on. Sometimes he'll throw out just heather, sometimes he'll throw out both arms. So you just have to kind of like watch out for those patterns. Otherwise, this boss is fairly predictable once you get those patterns down. So that's a little bit of a problem in that he's just thrown the head case away, so I just need to ideally make up for that. But usually he'll pick up something else as well, so it's just going to take a little bit longer than planned. Right, the hammer is actually going to do quite a lot of damage, so if I can pick that up and do some damage, that would be quite useful. Just got to wait for him to drop his guard again. Ooh. Sometimes he throws 3 arms out as well, or in this case 4, I think. I'm going to try and grab the hammer. Then I want to get him to waste his time. And do some damage. And just kind of repeat this cycle until I can get him down to 0 HP. Okay, that head can be quite useful as well. Ooh. That hammer is proving to be quite effective. Just need to keep it up. Really good music in this game as well. They definitely did a good job. Got the hammer. I feel sorry for Heather at this point. He's just like stuck in the clutches of this horrible monster, but hopefully I can free her soon.
It's probably just like, any time now, please.
Yeah, she's not having a good day. Hopefully we can fix that. Nice. Right, grab these T-pieces. Try and grab some of these as well. Nice. And that's that boss taken care of.
So we do have a new donation that just came in.
Yeah, go ahead.
From Crush McLeod, who donates $25 and says, I'll be honest, I've never heard of Dynamite Headdy, and after watching most of this run, I still don't know quite what I'm looking at, but it's been fun.
Exactly.
And we also have a question in chat from AKL Trifecta saying, what system was this originally for?
Yep, this originally came out for the Sega Genesis, also known as the Sega Mega Drive, and you can also play it on Game Gear as well. Now we move on to World 8. So this is the spiked head, so you can use the spiked head to actually grab onto the walls, which is what you're going to need on this bit, because there's giant rockets that will keep attacking you. And I think those rockets are actually the same ones you see at the start of the game as well, so nice little throwback to those who are very eagle-eyed. You can also use the small head as well, or that makes you move quite slowly, so it possibly isn't the best for a speed run. But if I just dash through this quite quickly, I should be able to heal up in a little while. Just need to keep grabbing the ceiling for now. Get rid of these soldiers. Really try and grab that health. And then try and get through this next bit as quickly as I can as well. So there's the guy that's actually shooting the rockets, so I just need to get rid of him as quickly as I can. Bit tricky to grab onto the ceiling, but there we go. As long as I get rid of this guy quite soon. Oh dear. Lose a life, never mind. He's still got my health back, that's the main thing. Right, so try and do that a little bit quicker. In fact, I can probably just do some damage and hopefully I can just survive. That's probably the quickest way to do it, actually. Nice. So here we've got these little penguin dudes. And there's also another enemy up here called the Anubis as well, which I can just get rid of. And get the health. And then drop down here. And then hit this guy. And then go across here as well. Ooh. You have to be a little bit careful not to get squashed when you jump on this guy. Get rid of those saw blades. And then we face a mini-boss. This is a mini-boss called Taro, and it has quite a few different appendages. So you've got to shoot these numbered objects and do some damage. And ideally, avoid the heart-shaped one and avoid some of the other objects which can mess you up as well. So that's phase 1 of this boss. Normally he swings out his arms as well, but if you beat him quick enough, then he doesn't do that. Just got to beat this other phase where you've got this saw blade that's being spun around. I'll do the little bouncing animation there, and then he'll kind of repeat the cycle. Oh yeah, so this is the triple head, which effectively gives you 3 times the firepower, which is pretty cool. It's good for like the area of effect as well. So the main thing I want to beat the boss is to get the spike head, so that'll let me go up this way. There's also a few hidden obstacles in the wall as well that you can get if you go to the right place. Just need to get past these guys. Not really an easy way to beat them, so I'm just going to run past them. And then I have to watch out here because there is a big spike pit below me. So I'm going to go over this way and bide my time, and then I should be able to jump to the right section. Just wait for these to turn over, and then ideally hop on here. Oops, messed up that a little bit. Yeah, I'll try that again. Hopefully I won't need that health pickup. This way, and then here, and then jump on that. Wait for these guys to turn around, grab that guy, grab that again. Oh dear, missed the timing a bit. Never mind. And I'll lose a little bit of time, but otherwise I'm not doing too bad. Still got quite a bit of time in reserve, so that's not too bad. Try and get through this bit a bit quicker. But yeah, if anyone in chat has any questions about this game, do feel free to ask, and I should be happy to get them answered as quickly as possible. If I take some damage, it's not too bad because I can use the sleepy head to heal me as well, which is pretty cool. The game does get a little bit laggy sometimes if there's a lot going on, which can happen in this kind of game. But it runs pretty well, I'd say.
We do have a message in chat for you, Alex, from Poor Pads Gaming. He says, "You could do this, Alex. I believe in you," with a heart.
Thank you, Poor Pads. Much appreciated. There we go. So I'm going to go over here, and then let's try and get some of our health back as well. So I'm going to pick up the sleepy head, which makes your character fall asleep, and then they recover the health, which is on the top left of the screen. There we go. That should hopefully make this section a little bit easier. So I'm going to go up this way, and try and get past these plant head guys as well. And then jump on these. Grab this. This way. And then grab twice. And then grab here. And then go this way. So that's that bit done. And then with this stage, when you hit these little machines, they'll actually flip the whole stage. Again, another cool little effect that the game developers have managed to do. I've not got too much health, but I should be okay if I just get through this as fast as I can. So I'll hit these guys across, and then flip this, and then I can stand on these. So there's a little bit of platforming involved. Get rid of that guy. Seem to be doing quite well and getting these bonus points, which is quite nice. this way. And then make a little platform. So for this particular section, you've got to do this twice. So I'm going to make that one go into the gap. They can sometimes get stuck like that sometimes. Jump up here, and I probably will need the health. So I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna go and get some health first before I do anything else. Hopefully, it should be worth the few seconds. Nice. Carry on here. And then we've got this other enemy here, so the only way you can attack him is by flipping these across. Those will hit on his head, and you have to basically keep repeating that. And wait till he moves over onto this side. So watch out for those lightning bolts that he's shooting as well. And those obstacles will hit me as well if I let them get too close. So I've just got to watch out for them too. Oops. This way.
I have a pun in my head, but I think I'm not going to say it because it's too bad, so I'll just leave it.
Okay.
Say it? Oh, okay. Just be careful, Alex, because you know this boss could be pretty shocking.
Yes. Alright, so this is the final boss of World 8.
But you did beat it, so that's a very electrifying moment.
Yes. So this is called the Twin Freaks, so you've got to hit the character's ear. You can only do that when it's on the green form, and when you flip him over, he actually moves faster, so ideally you want to see as least of the red form as you possibly can. I'm going to move this way. Gotta watch out for these little minions that he's shooting as well, and ideally I can beat him as quickly as I can. So I'm going to go up here and grab one of these heads. Hammerhead will do quite a bit of damage, that is quite good, and then hopefully I should be able to finish this fight pretty soon. Ooh, not quite. Wait for him to get this way and beat him already. Nice. That one can be tricky. It's mainly if he traps you on the side of the wall, you can get insta-killed, which is pretty bad. Something you want to avoid a lot. And then after this, we'll go on to World 9, which is going to be the final world. So we're actually racing through this game, which is pretty cool.
Jack, can we get some poggers for Alex for being on the final world? This is amazing to see and so good.
All the poggers, please. So there is Trouble Brewing, who is currently in the Super Fin Angler, and I've got to go up this way and try and avoid getting crushed. And destroy these things. Now I need to push these panels upwards. Grease through this way. And try not to get hit by these spikes. And as you can see, the platform moves up in these kind of like little bursts. So you've got to time the jumps quite well so that you don't get squashed. Can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And then the enemy is also shooting these energy balls at me as well, so I've got to watch out for a few things at once. I think that's kind of where this game excels, is it kind of makes you focus your attention on quite a few things at once. So even though the things are like quite simple in different parts, when you put it all together, then it becomes quite intense and quite complex, which is pretty cool. It makes it a very fun game. I'm going to pick up the hammer, and then hopefully I can show you one of the glitches. So if you hug the left side of the wall, you can actually like sort of sneak past this obstacle. Normally you just have to hit it up, you can actually sneak past it on the left side, which is quite cool. As far as I know, it's an unintentional bug, because you normally shouldn't just jump through enemies like that. I need to shoot this block. And then we've got a little cutscene that's going to play out as well. feel free to say anything as well if you've got any announcements to make or anything like that. Now's a good time.
Absolutely. So just to let everyone know, Fastest First Fall Festival is raising money for Trans Lifeline. The Trans Lifeline Micro Grants Program offers grants for legal name changes, updated name and gender markers on IDs, and passports, immigration documents, and more. To learn more about this program, including how to apply, please visit www.translifeline.org/microgrants. And Team Fastest Furs is about more than just marathons and more than just speedrunning. It's a welcoming community of furries and the furry friendly, where you can make new friends and get to know people with similar interests. We have ongoing events all throughout the year and are always looking for new ideas to help our community grow. To join our Discord, please use the command !Discord in chat.
Thanks, Andy. So this is the next part of this boss battle. So what's happened effectively, well, based on the last cutscene, is Trouble Bruin has tried to get into this machine that he's built. But unfortunately, the machine has gone rogue, so now it's attacking both of us equally. And unfortunately, Trouble Bruin tends to have this tendency to grab you and give you a hug, which is possibly not the best when you've got giant laser beams trying to shoot you as well. So you've basically got to knock him off and then kind of keep going to the sides so that you miss out on the energy beams. So that's going to happen for a few phases. So I've just got to survive. There's no way to deal any damage as well, so it's literally just survival at this point. Jump around him as well. And head this way. And most of the enemy names you get to see in the end credits because it kind of gives everyone like a little bit of a roll call at the end, which is quite cool. Which you'll hopefully see at the end if I beat the final boss. So now he's given up on grabbing me, so he's just going to stay on that side, which makes it easy because I can just dodge left to right. And then ideally, the machine's going to start going berserk. So I've just got to watch out for that. That robot is having a nice malfunction in the corner. And then we go on to the final boss.
Chat was asking, like, the kitty just wants a hug. Why are you hurting him?
Yeah. We can give him some hugs later. And this is Dark Demon, who is the final boss of the normal playthrough. He's kidnapping Heather. And I've got to beat him. So, first off, you get to pick a different kind of head to use, and I'm going to go with the mini head because that will actually help you against quite a few of these phases, like this one where he has the energy wall, and also the mini head is the one you can keep as well. So it's ideal if you want to just kind of hit him without having to worry about changing stuff. Those spikes you can actually beat with the hammer, although it's a little bit tricky. So using the mini head against this is probably a good idea. And then I've just got to make sure I don't accidentally swap heads by mistake. So just going to throw these guys out, and the mini head is a little bit dangerous for this, but it's still possible. Ideally, I don't want to take too much damage. Nice. So there's some really cool character design going on with the boss as well. You've got like the little smiley face, you've got the spinning orb, and you've got those two little statues on his shoulders too. Enemy again, and this is going to be again a little bit tricky for mini phase, but still doable. Just need to avoid where these guys are going to jump. Damage. So this is one of the phases where the mini head comes into its full use when you've got the wall. Ideally, you need to fit through the gaps and not take any damage. So go over this way. I've got the spikes again. So with a lot of the phases, the mini head really does come into full effectiveness. The other useful one here is the hammerhead, which I may swap to later because that will do a lot of damage. For now, I'll stick with this one. We've got the crushing wall again, which can be a little bit tricky to avoid sometimes, especially if you are in your non-mini state, because there's only one possible gap. Some damage. Seems to be using the spikes a lot today, which is actually good because he's wasting a lot of his time, which is good. So the more health I have, gives me the advantage. So, see what happens next. Laser beam, another time when the mini form is most useful. So this is going fairly well, I would say. Laser beam again. We've got some more flying enemies, which I just need to do some damage to, and then dodge the rest of these. Took a bit of damage, but I'm still doing okay at the moment. And hide under the cloak. That was a bit of a narrow squeeze. Let's have a look. Laser beam again. And then soon I might want to swap to the hammer just so I can do some more damage. So I'm going to say swap to hammer and do some damage. That's not good. I take a bit too much damage myself as well, but hopefully... Oh no, that was bad timing. That means it's going to cost me a few minutes, but I can ideally still beat my target. But it just means it probably won't be under an hour, which is a bit of a shame, but otherwise it's a good good incentive for me to do this again next time. Right, let me try with the hammer just to see if I can do a bit more damage this time. Well, I probably want to go back to the mini head as well. Probably have to decide which one I'm going to stick to. Not the best outcome, but I'll just keep going. So I've still got a good chance. I've still got loads of extra lives left, so that's fine too. The laser beam is a little bit tricky to dodge. See if I can go back to the mini head again. Okay, let's hit these guys. That wasn't too bad. Not the best time to change heads. And this could be a problem if that crushes me as well. Oh dear. No space. Yeah, that really took a beating into my health bar. I'll just see if I can do some damage quickly. Oops. Oh dear, that's not so good. I think this is probably going to cost me another life. Yeah, alright. I'll try and focus and I'll try and do it this time.
Don't worry, Alex, you're doing amazingly. Keep it up, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Hammer, damage. I'm just going to dodge these. And some damage. Not the best phase, but... Oh yeah. Okay. I'll probably swap back to the mini head for a while just so I can avoid some of those phases. Look. Oh. Okay, that might actually help for these, to be honest. Oh, I probably want to get rid of that as well. Okay, not the best, but at least I could dodge a lot of those attacks. It's annoying that you can only hit him once as well per phase. Otherwise, it'd be a much shorter battle. It's also not giving me many mini heads as well, which is going to make this a little bit tricky. Damn, another life gone. but should be able to use a continue. Nice. But yeah, the randomness does play a big factor into how easy or how hard this enemy is going to be. But I think for now, just because of trying to go for the mini head as soon as that appears. If I can find it. There we go. Stick with this for a bit. Just got to dodge most of these. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Got laser. Nice little background as well with the whole galaxy going past the side. It's a pretty cool effect.
We do have a new donation that just came in.
Yeah, go for it.
From Darius the Snow, who donated $3 with no comment. Thank you very much, Darius. Appreciate it.
Hey Darius, hope you're having a good day, buddy. Spikes again. Yep, thanks to everyone that's donating. Keep it up, guys, and let's smash that 5k target. And we've got spikes again. This might be quite easy if the boss just keeps doing this all the time, but yeah, I'm not sure how likely that is, but we'll see. Okay. The main thing I'm trying to avoid is changing heads by mistake, because that could be devastating depending on what happens. And the worst one you can possibly get is the one which is the heavy head, because that will make you really vulnerable, so it's one you want to try and avoid. Luckily it doesn't show up too much. Gotta dodge these bats. Or at least most of them. Carry on. This way. Spikes again. Spikes. So I'll stick with the mini head for the next few turns, and then I can probably swap to hammerhead and then just finish this off as quick as possible. So see how this goes.
Are you okay with me calling out another donation, or do you need some? Do you need to focus a bit?
Go for it.
Perfect. All right, we do have a $20 donation from Paw Pads Gaming, who says, "Thanks for hosting such a great event for a wonderful cause. Huge love to AlexFlyUK for taking on this challenge. It's been great to meet him and become friends with our shared love of streaming and gaming. Keep being wonderful."
Thanks very much, Paw Pads. Gotta watch out for this wall. Nice. Get his health down a little bit more. Watch out for the spikes. And then one good hit with the hammer should probably finish this fight. Have a look. There it is. Done! That is the game. 1 minute and... oh yeah, 1 hour, 7 minutes I've got. Which isn't too bad.
That is amazing. Good job on that, Alex. Well done.
Thanks.
That's it, chat. Get them poggers, get them GGs in the chat for AlexFlyUK. For complete Dynamite Heavy. Any percent run, that's absolutely fantastic. Is there any shout outs you wanna bring on for people in the chat?
Yeah, sure. Friends and family, thank you for supporting me, and thanks to everyone on the Fastest First team for giving me this chance to try speedrunning. And what do you know, I quite enjoy it, so I'll probably keep doing this every now and again. But yeah, thanks for having me, and yep, everyone, don't forget to send those donations in, and let's smash those targets.